She's so fine, hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my day.
What's good, guys? Today is Wednesday, July the 13th, 2022. This video is going to be in regards to the Kenneka Jenkins case, and this is going to be a very short video, but I just found something that I thought was kind of interesting, so I wanted to share with you guys. Now, there's always been this controversy of who David Friedman is. People have said he's 50 other different people. This is a picture of the David Friedman that owns F&F Realty, who owns and operates the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare in Rosemont. And for context to these pictures, Mr. Friedman is of Jewish faith, and these pictures were taken at a wedding for a Jewish relative of his, and I just wanted to show everybody, once again, who the correct David Friedman is, so that everybody's on the same page. Because a lot of people try to say he's going back to the Trump campaign, and the ambassador to whatever kind. That's not him. This is him. And these pictures were taken well before 2017. But I still wanted to show everybody for context who we're speaking about. Okay, so David Friedman owns the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare. Not only does he own that, he also owns CPO Hospitality LLC, who is also a party that is named in the lawsuit that Ms. Tereasa Martin currently has. She's being represented by Jeffrey Feiger, and she is suing the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare. Now, another party named in that lawsuit is Capital Security and Investigations, Inc. And they are the security company who had security guards that were present at the hotel the night Kenneka Jenkins was found in the freezer. Now, I found this to be interesting, so I just wanted to share this. In doing a little case research, little case study, I found this lawsuit, Theriault versus Village of Schaumburg, and it's from 2002, December the 11th of 2002. And this is a memorandum, opinion, and order. Now, John Theriault Jr., he's in this lawsuit, he was suing the Village of Schaumburg, Capital Security and Investigations, Inc., the owner of Capital Security, who's James Perille, I'm not sure how you pronounce that last name, John Rafferty, Michael Smith, Dirk Christensen, David Chapman, and Richard Kassler for malicious prosecution under state law, malicious prosecution under federal law, intentional infliction of emotional distress under state law, conspiracy to violate civil rights under 42 U.S.C. federal law, civil conspiracy under state law, and I'm going to give you just a little bit of the background, just what makes it interesting to me. It says, for the purposes of a motion to dismiss, the court accepts all well-pleaded allegations in the complaint as true and draws all reasonable inferences in favor of the non-movement. CSI hired Theriault. So Capital Security Investigations hired Mr. Theriault to serve as a security guard, supervisor of investigations, and office manager until Mr. Theriault resigned on January the 28th of 2000. On that day, Perille, the owner of CSI, and a patrol officer for the Village of Schaumburg, directed James Dijon, an employee of CSI, to report to Rafferty, who worked for the Schaumburg Police Department, that Mr. Theriault deleted CSI computer files prior to leaving the premises. The next day, the owner of CSI directed Dijon to report that Theriault stole 24 perk cards, which are documents issued to private detective license applicants. So basically, Mr. Theriault resigned his position, and Mr. Perille, or Mr. Perille, whoever owns CSI, Capital Security Investigations, accused Mr. Theriault of deleting files on a computer that belonged to Capital Security Investigations. On April the 5th of 2000, Mr. Theriault reported to Perille and the Illinois Department of Employment Security that CSI, Capital Security Investigations, was not paying for perk cards as required. Perille then contacted Smith at the Schaumburg Police Department, stating that he wanted Theriault criminally charged with destroying computer files and stealing perk cards. On April the 12th of 2000, Mr. Theriault filed a citizen complaint against Perille, the owner of CSI, on grounds that Perille violated state licensing laws and overhealed clients. Schaumburg Police Chief Kasler instructed the police department to ignore the complaint. On May the 23rd of 2000, the owner of CSI ordered Dijon to sign a 2-count complaint alleging criminal damage to property and theft. Mr. Perille and Smith instructed Dijon to falsely testify at a probable cause hearing that Mr. Theriault destroyed computer records and had taken documents from Capital Security Investigations. Upon considering Dijon's false testimony, the circuit court made an incorrect finding of probable cause and issued a warrant for Mr. Theriault's arrest. On June the 2nd, 2000, Mr. Theriault was arrested, booked, and released after posting bond. The state filed 4 motions to continue the case. In December of 2000, the court granted the state's motion to nolle prosequi the case, or what that means in Latin is they wished not to prosecute the case. 6 months later, Mr. Perille refiled charges in the Circuit Court of Cook County by signing a second 2-count complaint. At the probable cause hearing, Perille falsely testified that a secretary, Christine Van Germort, witnessed Mr. Theriault delete records from a CSI computer. Mr. Perille offered no testimony regarding the perk cards. Based on Mr. Perille's false testimony, the circuit court judge incorrectly found probable cause and ordered Mr. Theriault to appear and answer the charges. The court twice granted the state's motions to continue, and the trial was set for October the 11th of 2001. Mr. Theriault entered a plea of not guilty. Upon completion of the state's case at trial, Theriault's motion for a directed finding of not guilty was granted on both counts. Now, to sum this all up, Mr. Theriault was an employee of Capital Security Investigations, who is also the security firm that works security at Crowne Plaza in Rosemont, where Kenneka Jenkins was found. They are a party being named in the lawsuit. In a case involving Mr. Theriault, he resigned his position, and the owner of Capital Security Investigations made false accusations against him that he had deleted files on the Capital Security computer and done all sorts of stuff. If you go on and read the rest of the lawsuit, it's interesting. But I found that very interesting because here we are dealing with a lawsuit that involves footage that we believe, or the majority believe, and I'll say I believe, has been tampered with. And so I just find this interesting to know that they accused a former employee, falsely, might I add, of doing basically the same thing. Tampering with their files. And it just really has me looking now at Capital Security, because if the owner of Capital Security would go along with swearing out a complaint, not once but twice, a false complaint against an innocent man, even had him arrested, that speaks to the integrity and ethics of that company, in my very humble opinion. So I'm going to wrap this video up, but I just wanted to get that out there because I found this to be quite interesting. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'm working on another video. Thanks for watching, guys.